Yo, what is up? What is up? What is up, everybody?
Hello. We got a new setup here.
We got a new setup here. Sorry for those of you watching live, for those of you who had to wait. Welcome to the Super Grapple Bros podcast, a podcast about two brothers who are former WWE employees that enjoy the wrestling and the video games.
Mm-hmm.
We have a new setup for you guys starting today, going forward. We both have our own mics.
Yes. It makes it easier for me to do some ASMR like this.
Please don't do ASMR. Please just refrain from ASMR.
I mean, I'll try, but you got a microphone that's close to my face. It's kind of hard.
But anyway, yeah, we got a studio mixer. We got some new equipment. I got ourselves a 4-line mixer for audio. I picked up an Audio-Technica AT2020 mic. Got some studio cables, and now we both have our own mic, and we don't have to worry about the cable falling out of the Blue Yeti Pro that we have and basically rendering us audioless.
Yep.
So, problems averted, but okay, in order to get everything ready, it delayed us a little bit, so apologies people who are watching us live. And Big Stupid pointing out that I got these glasses on.
Mm-hmm.
Today is 420, for those of you who don't know, and I am wearing...
Hold on. Hashtag 420 blaze it. Go on.
Okay, well... it is also Super Troopers 2 release day, so I am going out later today to watch Super Troopers 2. I supported their Indiegogo, put $75 down, a few years ago, going with my girlfriend tonight to go see it, and that's what these glasses, I'm wearing aviators, a badge, and a Super Troopers 2 shirt. These are all perks of mine from the Super Troopers 2 Indiegogo.
Can I just tell you one thing, though?
Sure.
I don't know how you're going to feel about this. Turn to the side a little bit. Okay, now turn to the side for the camera. From the side, you kind of look like the Miz a little bit with those sunglasses.
Hey, I don't mind. I don't mind saying I look like. I don't mind. That's a compliment. Mike Mizzen is a very nice man.
He is,
and he is very, very good at his job. I was second-rate fashion police. I mean, I could be. I mean, I could wear this, and all I need is like a full police hat and like ring gear, and I could be with Breezango. I could go on the Fashion Files.
Yeah, except
special investigator.
Except you kind of failed out of the Fashion Academy.
Yeah, but they don't know that. I could fake my fashion badge.
Yeah, they're the detectives. You're kind of like the highway patrol version of the fashion police.
Well, I mean, Super Troopers is a highway patrol thing.
Yeah,
so,
that's
that's what I do. I stop people on the highway and I give them fashion advice. I'm helping out Breezango right now.
A neon tank top and bright orange shorts. What are you doing? Get out of my sight.
Speaking of Breezango, they're part of the Superstar Shakeup that we're going to get to eventually. But this show, we're going to stop with this whole introduction thing because we are barreling forward. We've got a big, full-on show, guys. Because we did not go last week. We have to review.
Hey guys, just to cut you off, we're going to get right into it because more or less we've got 7 hour worth of wrestling that we've got to go over that we predicted, and then go over an additional 5 hours that we have to predict.
Not even 7 hours, because you're forgetting about the 3 hours from NXT TakeOver. We got 10 hours of wrestling.
First off, I forgot TakeOver was 3 hours, and I was kind of discounting the pre-show and substituting it. But yeah, you're right. So 10 hours and then an additional 5.
Quit stalking in Handy Murph the title. Maybe thank you for the 300-bit cheer, Big Stu, but maybe you should actually, spell properly if you want that to happen. We're going to do that after we review the show, because that's the way that we go about these things. We review the shows, then we say who won the predictions after we review the shows, and then the title gets handed over. So you have to wait your damn...
Wait a minute.
Whatever. Wait a minute. Be patient. Be patient. But thank you for the 300-bit cheer, man. Appreciate it. And you are now miles and miles away the top cheer in our leaderboards this week. As he gave us a lovely 500-bit. He gave me a lovely 500-bit cheer when I was doing some gameplay earlier this week.
Very
but
nice.
Anyway, yeah, we have to review NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Then we have to review WrestleMania 34. Then we have to preview. Then we have to talk about the Superstar Shakeup, because that was the thing that happened. Then we have to make predictions for the Greatest Royal Rumble, because it is happening a week from today, and it's happening at noon Eastern. So there's no way we're going to be able to get a podcast in on time. If we were lucky, we'd maybe have been able to get in the live version, but the audio and definitely the video VOD was not going to get up before the show, so we need to get that predicted today.
Yeah, and there's also the fact that I've got a special black tie event I have to go to that day. So.
Oh yeah, that's right, you do. So yeah, we have to get all that done today. So there probably isn't going to be a lot of video game discussion this week. It might be like maybe 5 minutes at the end. So if you guys come here for video game news, I apologize. Come back next week. We'll have it next week.
Yeah.
But this week is pretty much going to be all wrestling. So let's go ahead and get started. You want to get started about WrestleMania was a thing, but there was a thing that I think was a more
overall was better.
more better received thing and more lauded thing that happened the night before that. Can you talk about that?
Are you talking about the NXT TakeOver New Orleans event?
Actually, I was talking about WrestleCon. But
yeah, Cody Rhodes beat Kenny Omega to become the new leader of the Bullet Club.
Yeah. Kind of saw that coming. Kind of saw the betrayal coming. It's textbook booking, but it had to happen, and it's cool and it's good.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Good story stuff. But anyway, let's start off with the match that the odds were against either one of us in getting right, but I got right, which was the 6-man ladder match to start off the show. EC3, Ricochet, Lars Sullivan, Velveteen Dream, Killian Dane, and the winner, Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby. The first of 2 5-star matches that Dave Meltzer gave out that night.
Yep.
And rightfully so. That might have been one of the best, if not the best, ladder match I've ever seen in my life.
It was
and
so
we
good.
were alive. We were young, impressionable men when the TLC matches and the big ladder matches came around that involved the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to argue that the ladder match we just witnessed just a week and a half ago might even be better than those.
Yeah, it was so good. My main question about this match, though, is how was Ricochet not dead? He took so many nasty bumps. I mean, that rolling Death Valley driver onto
the
ladder.
ladder.
And
That was
then,
amazing.
And
That
then
was amazing.
having Killian Dane with Adam Cole crashing down on top of him through a ladder. All that weight through a ladder on Ricochet.
Yeah.
How is he alive?
Those moves through the ladders on the outside.
Oh
It was
God.
Killian Dane with Ricochet onto who? Or
It was
I know Killian Dane did the one,
with
and then
Adam
Lars
Cole.
Sullivan did the other one, right?
Yeah, it was Killian Dane with Adam Cole onto Ricochet, and then it was
Had to be Killian Dane
Lar-
with Velveteen Dream
no,
onto.
it was Lars Sullivan with Velveteen Dream onto EC3.
Yeah, and Velveteen Dream, he pulled his own weight. Like
Love
Patrick
that
Clark's a
Purple
goddamn
Rainmaker.
star.
That Purple Rainmaker was so good.
Oh yeah, the super one from the ladder.
Yeah, the one
Oh, it
from
was
the top
so
of,
beautiful.
Like, the 12-foot ladder. Oh,
and
it was so good.
he was the one who hit the rolling Death Valley driver onto Ricochet.
Yeah.
Like
He was.
it took a while for them to set that up, but when they pulled it off, it was
Yeah.
worth it.
Everyone in that match looked like $1 million.
And then there was the part where like all 6 of them were on the 3 ladders battling it out, and then there was I can't remember who it was. I think it was it Sullivan who was climbing the ladder, and I think it was Ricochet or Dream who tried to jump on top of him. The ladder gave out on them.
Yeah, I think it was one of those two jumping on to Lars Sullivan. It was definitely Lars Sullivan.
Joker, thank you for the cheer. You have gotten yourself into the bronze position with 3rd place in the cheers. That is I've got to count all those individual bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's a 10-bit cheer. Thank you so much for that. He says, "What's up, guys? Murpho, I'm the one who said nice glasses, not big stupid." Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment, but whatever. I was just trying to explain why I was wearing the glasses in general.
Yeah.
Big Stupid was the one who said that I look like fake fashion police, fake Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, you're just Highway Patrol.
Uh-huh.
But moving on.
Anyway,
Adam Cole won that match.
Adam Cole did win that match, and it was an amazing match. And
I want to point out quickly that, do you remember who I said my number 2 pick was after Adam Cole? Not that we did number 2 picks, but I said there were 2 people I thought were going to win.
uh-huh.
It was Adam Cole and then Ricochet. And who did Adam Cole dump out of the ring to win the match?
Ricochet.
Was Ricochet.
Yeah, I think my pick was
EC3.
EC3, yeah, which wish I was wrong. Wish I was right about that. But based on the developments of the rest of the show, which we'll get to,
Didn't
it
really
makes
matter.
sense because I think now, based on what happened with the Superstar Shakeup and the rest of that show, I know what's going to happen going forward involving Undisputed Era and the main event scene. So it'll be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
But moving on from that, we had I believe it was the NXT Women's Championship next.
After that was Ember Moon defending her title against Shayna Baszler.
And yeah,
And I really like that match.
It was good.
My favorite part was the finish. After everything that happened with Shayna's arm in it, playing off of what she'd been doing to other people, and then seeing her grab her own hair to hold her submission hold in place, and seeing the veins pop out of her hand as she's struggling, grabbing onto her hair, wrenching on her own hair to hold it in place. It was really good.
Yeah, Shayna Baszler,
she's so good.
She's good. She's good at what she does. I can't wait for her to go to the main roster and for her to do stuff with Ronda Rousey on Raw.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh my God. Oh man, it's gonna be amazing.
They're gonna be quite the force to be reckoned with.
Yes, they are. So it was a good match.
Not best match of the night, but definitely a good match.
No. How do you feel compared to their first match?
I like this one better than their first match.
Yeah.
Because their first match was a lot of just Shayna kind of dominating Ember, and then Ember happening to get the win at the end with a lucky roll-up, and then Shayna beating her after. This, especially because of the way they did it with Shayna's arm, was a much more even back and forth. You got to see a nice, good competition between the two. And like I said, that finish of this match was just so good in my opinion. It was much better than the last match. It was a decent finish. This was a really good finish.
Yes.
Showing that the submission magician knows how to get it done, even at the expense of her own body.
Yes. And then we moved on from that to the NXT Tag Team title match next.
Yep.
Which
had quite the surprise ending.
It was a hell of a match, too. It was entertaining as hell.
Good.
And I really thought that Authors of Pain were going to come out and win this match. I didn't think they were going to get moved up. I thought they were going to stick around for a while. But I also didn't see the twist coming. If I had put 2 and 2 together and sat and thought, because when it happened, I was like, this makes perfect sense. Why didn't I think of this myself? Because I could have predicted this. But Undisputed Era retained. And we were right. Adam Cole did stand in for Bobby Fish and wrestle with him, even though he basically was powdered out for most of the match. And it was basically a 2-on-2-on-1.
It was basically he was in the match for a little bit, and then Authors of Pain double powerbombed him through a table, and then he literally stayed there for the rest of the match.
Yep.
Literally.
Mm-hmm. But props to Kyle O'Reilly for fighting it, pulling that off all by himself.
A hell of a job of showing off of how he is very versatile in the ring and can handle himself against multiple people.
Well, I mean,
even
Kyle
if it's
O'Reilly,
only short periods at a time.
You know, Adam Cole is not the only former ROH champion. Thanks to this turn, actually, Bobby Fish, I think, is now the sole guy who is not a former ROH World Heavyweight Champion in Undisputed Era now. I mean, he was before. Now he even more so isn't. But, you know, Kyle O'Reilly's a former ROH World Heavyweight Champion, in addition to being a ROH World Tag Team Champion with Bobby Fish. So he can go. Kyle O'Reilly, just like Adam Cole, can go.
But I was just referring to the fact of, like, that's what makes him also a really good tag team wrestler, because it was him showing he could handle staving off a tag team by himself for a short period of time, which is kind of necessary in tag team matches to be able to get to your tag partner to get him in the match, which is one of the things I really liked about it, showing off that he's not just a good wrestler, he's a great tag team wrestler. Even when he's by himself, he's got a good mentality as a tag team wrestler.
Yes, that is very true. But speaking of the surprise ending, should have seen this coming.
There was a bitter end for Pete Dunne after hitting the bitter end.
Yeah,
and
definitely a bitter end.
The only reason I'm upset about that is because Pete Dunne is my favorite wrestler in WWE right now.
I was like, no, not Pete Dunne, but this is awesome.
Yeah,
Pete Dunne hits the bitter end on Kyle O'Reilly, goes for the pin, and then gets kicked right in the back of the noggin by Roddy Strong.
And then gets the end of Heartache from Roddy Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly just thrown over him for the 1, 2, 3. And then joining. Oh my God.
Undisputed Era is so great now.
I mean, just think about how awesome things are for Undisputed. In one night, they had their leader become the first ever NXT North American champion. They added a brand new all-star member to their team. They retained their tag team titles, and they won the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, which they weren't even in to begin with.
Joker, thank you for the 5-bit cheer, saying, Big Stupid, I'm coming for you. He's trying to chip away that lead. He's now in second place in the cheer leaderboards with 20 bits, but he's got a way to go. He's not even 10% of the way to Big Stupid's total. Anyway, I'm in love with Roddy Strong joining Undisputed Era, especially now after they've had their whole big blow off and everything. And what I like is the way that Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole, I mean, I don't know if there was a promo on this past Wednesday on NXT because I didn't get a chance to watch it. It's the only show I actually didn't. That and 205 Live I didn't get to watch this week.
Yeah, I know last week they did a little promo thing where all it was Kathy Kelly was talking to them and asked Roddy why he did it. And they were asking Adam Cole, and Roddy Strong was like, well, I think I should take care of this, and talk to Adam Cole a little bit. And then they were like, not right now. And they all just walked out on her.
Yeah.
So that's what they did last week. I don't know if they did anything this week. But
what I was trying to say is the interesting thing about it is that like Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole sold it like it wasn't a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Like Roddy just did it, and they didn't know that he was going to do that.
Yeah, I mean they tried for a while to get him to join, and he kept fighting them about it. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he joins.
Unless it turns out that Bobby Fish was the one who like maybe talked to Roddy and convinced Roddy or something.
Yeah.
But it seems like Roddy just decided to do it on his own. And it'll be interesting to find out what the reasoning is when they get on the mic. I don't know if that happened.
It's easy to see what the reasoning is, and especially if Bobby Fish is involved, of like him talking, it makes it all that much easier to understand. He tried for the NXT championship. He didn't get it.
Yep.
And his thing was, I need to win a championship to prove to myself. He tried for the UK championship. He lost. He entered into the tournament for the
and lost two offers.
And he made it
Undisputed
to the
Era.
semifinals. And he lost in the semifinals of the Cruiserweight Championship tournament. And now he got into this. He goes
and he
Fish
lost
goes
at
up
War
to him.
Games. And he lost at War Games for the tag team titles.
Well, that wasn't for the tag titles. It was just a match.
Yeah, still he lost it.
But yeah, I mean, he was in all these championship matches trying to win a championship, and Bobby Fish could go up to him and be like, "Listen, I can't compete. There's gonna be two other guys in this match. This is a nice way for you to guarantee yourself a championship by joining us up with us."
Jesus, Joker bringing the heat with a 200-bit cheer. How about now? I'm taking your scene or I will bury you. That's the message you say to Big Stupid. Jesus Christ, we're gonna get into a bit war. But thank you for the 200-bit cheer, there, Joker. Soundly in second place now. But yeah, and this is the interesting thing is that like, I guess we'll wait until we review the whole show. But now I see where the main event scene is going, and I see what the outlook is for Undisputed Era now that Roddy Strong has joined. So, but anyway, that tag match, still a good match. Pretty entertaining.
It was
good
really
match.
good. A great ending to it.
Yeah. Then we move on to the NXT Championship match, which did not go on last.
Yeah.
But it was still also pretty damn good.
Well, actually, according to the record books, it went on last.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it didn't actually, chronologically, wasn't the last match to happen. It was the last official sanctioned match to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had Andrade.
Which, I just want to point out real quick. Interesting little tidbit for those of you who don't know and were wondering why Gargano and Ciampa went last and thought, oh, maybe it was just a cool, they just wanted it to be the main event because it was a bigger story, which it kind of is.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, back in the territory days, if they had an unsanctioned match, it happened at the end because technically it wasn't an official part of the show.
Yep.
So the entire show would happen, and it's like, okay, all the sanctioned matches are over. This is an unsanctioned match. It's not part of the actual show. You can leave if you want to maintain that illusion. So it was actually Triple H giving a nod back to the territory days when they did unsanctioned matches back in the territory days. Oh, Big Stupid, that's not nice.
That's mean.
Yeah, it's mean.
But anyway, the match was Andrade Cien Almas defending his NXT championship against Aleister Black.
Yes, and man, that was a goodie.
Oof,
that was a good one. Sorry, we're just responding to the chat right now on Twitch. Big Stupid says, Joker, does your mom know you took her credit card? And Joker says, no, please don't tell her. But yeah, this match was awesome. It was great.
It was real good. Aleister Black and Andrade Cien Almas, you can't really go wrong there.
Yeah, no. And Selena Vega, they got her plenty involved. She did anything and everything to
including costing in the match.
Pretty much. Which was perfect because I love the way the match ended. Because Selena Vega has been like the main reason why Andrade Cien Almas has been able to win and hold on to that championship for so long.
Yep.
And then she tries to help just one too many times. Almas has to catch her, which prevents him from being able to dodge or block the black mass and gets it right square in the fotch.
Right in the mush.
Right in the fotchola.
God. I can't even imagine what that would feel like of him actually doing that to someone.
I'm sure it hurts.
Yeah.
And then we got the 1, 2, 3. Andrade Cien Almas is NXT champion no more. Aleister Black is.
Yep. Aleister Black is our new NXT champion.
Yes, he is. Yeah, I've been writing stuff down for stuff, but there you go.
There you go.
If you want to look at that, that's what that is there.
Yep. Yeah. So
right square in the face.
Just to let people know how it is so far with the predictions.
Predictions weren't even close. You destroyed me, and I think that's partially because of how I don't want to say unpredictable, but untraditional booking maybe WrestleMania was.
Yeah.
'Cause not everybody who seemed like they were gonna win ended up winning.
Yeah.
And you basically just ruined me as a result.
Yeah, like with the ladder match, I won that because I picked Adam Cole. You picked EC3. With the women's title match, we both picked Shayna. With the tag title match, you picked AOP. I picked Strong and Dunn, in which I didn't win, but I mean, technically I have won, kind of.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah. And then the actual title match, we both picked Black. And then going into the main event, the unsanctioned main event, was Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano.
And that was the second of the 2 5-star matches that Meltzer gave out, and good Lord, did deserve it. If anything, I would have even argued that Meltzer should have done a little Omega Okada there and maybe bumped it to a 5.5, 5 1/4, or even maybe not 6 stars, but 5.5 and 5 1/4 stars, maybe even. But good God, was that match so good?
Oh my God!
Oh,
it was really good.
My Lord, I could not take my eyes off of it.
Do you see now why I was with the first match and the last match of the card? I was so upset when you came to my house for WrestleMania and you hadn't seen the show yet.
Yes, I understand. Yes, but I watched it. I watched it first thing in the morning. First thing Monday morning, I woke up and I watched NXT Takeover. I was actually in Atlantic City doing a hockey tournament because one of my teammates, he had to get surgery, and he's a goalie and he can't play goalie anymore, and he's hemophiliac, so he really can't skate as a defenseman or a forward, because if he gets cut, that's very not good.
Yeah.
So that was the last chance that I had to really play with him in a tournament setting. We actually won a bronze medal. The bronze medal's actually right over there. And so I was able to get home just in time for WrestleMania, but as a result, I missed NXT Takeover live, and I watched it first thing Monday morning. So
yep.
Yeah, that's the backstory of all that.
But yeah, it was a real good match. And one thing I just remember about talking to you about it afterwards was there was a one spot in some match at WrestleMania, I can't remember which, in which someone got suplexed off the apron onto the floor, and you're like, that's gotta hurt. And I made a comment of Chris had made a comment of if you thought that hurt, you should see what happened in the TakeOver match last night between Gargano and Ciampa. And you're like, what, through a table? No, worse. Onto the barricade? No, worse. And you just couldn't guess it. Now you see what was worse, getting powerbombed onto the actual concrete.
Yes, the actual concrete. Jesus Christ. Joker says show the bronze medal, so I'm going to go get the bronze medal real quick.
I'm close.
All right. But anyway, yeah, that match was just ridiculous. Those two went all out against each other. I couldn't believe it. There were so many false finishes at the end, too. There were times where I was like, oh, God, Gargano's going to win. Oh, crap, now Ciampa's going to win. And they had me guessing the whole time.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Here's the bronze medal, by the way, everybody. This is the bronze medal I won for playing ice hockey in Atlantic City a couple weeks ago. It is shiny. It is very, very shiny. I don't know if you guys can see what's on there very well, but it's Can-Am, Canada, America, Can-Am organization.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, that match was so good. And it just goes to show that the match they had at the Cruiserweight Classic was just a preview of what they could do together.
Oh, yeah. This is definitely the start of a very long rivalry. And now Johnny Gargano is back into
NXT.
Back in NXT, reinstated. I also loved that I loved a couple things in that finish. The first one, I loved the ending, the absolute ending, where basically Ciampa said it Johnny doesn't want to kick Gargano's head off. So he sits down next to Gargano, in a mirror of what Ciampa did with Gargano at the end of their Cruiserweight Championship match.
Yep.
And they sat there, and instead of embracing, Ciampa went to go swing at Gargano, but Gargano saw it coming, and he basically baited Ciampa into it, and then put him into his submission and won the match.
Yeah. One other thing,
which I cannot remember the name of his submission maneuver.
Well, that's not his submission. His is the Gargano escape, which is an arm submission, arm and face. That was like an STF, and he also got the face with the brace.
Yeah, he did.
So
the face and that was so good. That image of him just leaning back with the brace, just smushing Ciampa's face.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
But the one other thing about the match that I wanted to point out, which I absolutely loved, and my friend Chris, if we ever get him on here, can attest to, was because he was watching the match with me. There was a part where Johnny broke the crutch, and went to hit Ciampa with it, and stopped. And Mauro just goes, "Why did he stop? Why did Gargano stop?" And I just went, "What are you talking about, Mauro? That would be literal murder. That's why he stopped. He didn't want to go to jail."
Hey, it didn't stop Kane or who else was in that? With Kane, or was it the Mizraj that was involved there? You know, all the guys who murdered Braun Strowman by putting him in the back of a dump truck.
Yeah, but he's not them.
I guess.
He thinks about the consequences.
I guess.
This is an unsanctioned match. He's not protected by big WWE with their lawyers.
Yeah, I guess. I've noticed now we're about probably a half an hour into the show. We're a little uncentered with the camera, but whatever.
It's fine.
We'll fix it next time.
I've also been slowly moving this way just to use some back support.
Yeah. Well.
Because I can do this.
Yeah,
now.
and you're almost practically out of the frame, and I can go and I can lean over all the way over here, and just hey everybody, hey what's up, hey what's up.
Hello,
this
welcome
right
to
here. We're just two chill guys
talk
here
of Super Grapple Bros.
Yeah, we're sitting chilling. All right. Anyway, Gargano Ciampa, hell of a match.
Yep.
I love that Candice LeRae came out afterwards too to help celebrate.
And also, we both predicted Gargano with that match.
Yes, we did. And that was NXT TakeOver New Orleans. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was an amazing show.
It was so good.
Joker says that he loves both Gargano and Ciampa, and you have to respect both of them. They sold everything. Yes, they did.
Agree 100%.
It's a great show. Another great takeover. I've had people this over the last week and a half when I've done my gameplay streams. I've had people come in and we've talked about takeover, and they've said that this is their favorite takeover so far. To date.
It was amazing. Everything in the show was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, every single takeover seems to be getting that way. So
yeah,
not surprised.
And surprisingly, Big Stupid's saying that he's surprised I can see with these glasses. Surprisingly, actually, they're not that dark. The shading. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think they're supposed to be super expensive glasses anyway, because I got them as an Indiegogo perk, so I can actually see everything perfectly fine. Nothing's really all that dark. I would have if they were going to be dark up here, I would have taken them off a long time ago. But they're actually pretty comfortable, and I can see perfectly fine. So I'm keeping the glasses on.
There you go.
And yeah, welcome to the Super Grab Bros Lounge. We're just gonna lounge around and chill.
Just lounging here. Put my feet up on the keyboard.
Nope, don't do that. That'll hit buttons and cause problems.
It's fine. We fix it in post.
No, that's not how that works.
It's fine.
It's not how that works. No, it's not fine.
That'll be fine.
Anyway, so yeah, again, NXT TakeOver New Orleans was really, really good, and now that we have the Superstar Shakeup, we have both Andrade going to SmackDown and Drew McIntyre going to Raw.
And with the Raw after Mania, we had Authors of Pain and...
Well, I'm talking about the main event scene now. We've got the former champion who would have had a rematch, and the guy who had the title before that who would have had a rematch. Both of them went up. So now Black doesn't really have any challengers, or does he?
I'd say he's got at least 5 challengers from a match earlier in the night.
Oh, I know what the big main event's going to be now.
What's that?
Bobby Fish is going to come back from his injury eventually.
After 6 months.
But I think, take care, Joker. Joker's taking off. I think what's going to happen is we're going to get Roddy Strong versus Aleister Black for the NXT Championship. And he's going to have Adam Cole and Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly to help him. I think it's not going to be what the next takeover is, but it's going to be what the SummerSlam takeover is, because Bobby Fish should be back by then, and I can totally see Aleister Black losing with the whole Undisputed Era helping out Roddy Strong. That's 4-on-1. And then you've got Bobby Fish back, and basically Undisputed Era, a year after they debut, follow through on their promise of ruling all of NXT because they'll have every single championship. They'll have the tag titles, the North American titles, and the NXT championship. They won't have the women's unless they bring somebody into the fold.
I was literally just about to say, well, I mean, you have to factor in how long is it going to take them to get Shayna Baszler to join them.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got her to join her.
That's what I'm saying. And I would not be upset with that.
Yeah, right?
You heard it here, folks.
Or maybe that's why Nikki Cross didn't go up with Sanity.
I kind of hope that's not the case.
Nikki Cross, Undisputed Era confirmed? Huh? What? Huh?
No, thank you. She deserves to be on the main roster. But anyway.
Yeah. Let's get into WrestleMania 34. You know, that big 7-hour extravaganza. WrestleMania.
Oh, one thing I do want to point out, though. I am excited for when Undisputed Era goes up to the main roster and tries to get AJ Styles and Finn Balor and Gallows and Anderson to join them.
Yeah.
It'll be cool.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
But anyway, first match was the Cruiserweight Championship match.
That I actually still have not seen the Cruiserweight Championship or the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Those are the only two matches I haven't seen yet.
That one was mostly good because of a surprise that's already ruined at this point.
Yeah, well, you can go ahead and you can talk about that.
Cruiserweight Championship match was first. Big Stupid's got a point there, but I mean,
well, say what he said, so people in the
Big
audio
Stupid
version can
says,
hear it.
decent theory, but if Cole is the leader, you can't have Strong have a bigger belt than him.
That's what leads to the breakup of Undisputed Era, buddy. It's called long-term storytelling.
There you go. But the Cruiserweight Championship match was the finals of the Cruiserweight Championship tournament, which was Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali, in which Mustafa Ali came out basically as Sub-Zero. I don't know if you've seen that gear he's got. It's real sick.
I did not know.
It is so awesome. Like,
I'm sure it's good.
He comes out like this, and he's got a special like blue UV light projector, so it just fills the entire camera with blue light like it's a ice blast.
Nice.
He's got the special LED mask on that just lights up
sick.
blue. It was so cool, and it was a real good match. Each one of the guys hit their finisher on the other, and the pin was broken up by a foot on the rope. And the match overall was very good. Cedric Alexander with the lumbar check at the end to get the win. Very good match overall. Cedric Alexander, your new Cruiserweight champion, well deserved. But yeah, very quick way of going about it.
And then the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I hear it was wonderful.
Yeah, especially because of the fact that the top guys eliminated a few guys before they got eliminated. I'm so upset that they're not doing more with them right now.
Hashtag revival mark.
Hashtag forever the revival.
Hashtag FTR.
Yeah, forever the revival.
Yeah, no, the other F word.
Forever the revival.
No. Anyway.
Fortunate.
Woken Matt Hardy was the one who actually won the match. Mm-hmm. So why don't we talk about Woken Matt Hardy?
Yeah, Woken Matt Hardy won the match thanks to his new ally emerging from the Lake of Reincarnation, Bray Wyatt, who's now been completely purged of Sister Abigail. And he showed up.
So he won't be putting on dresses anymore.
Mm-hmm. And, but he's I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen him wrestle since he came back?
Yeah.
You see what he's wearing when he's wrestling?
He's wearing that butcher's apron.
Yeah, he's wearing the apron.
That's That's a callback to the end of his NXT run.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, the end of his NXT run, he wore that butcher's apron, and he also wore like a mask, almost like a Phantom of the Opera style mask over his face, and it was kind of very like Texas Chainsaw Massacre-y kind of. It was creepy.
But yeah, it was actually a little bit of a confusing ending to the match because he showed up and started helping eliminate people, and then it was just Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt in the ring, and it took them like a solid, I'm going to go with 7 to 10 seconds for them to actually ring the bell signifying that Matt Hardy won, and it was the two of them staying there, and it kind of seemed for a second that it was like, well, wait, so is Bray Wyatt just very late joining the match?
Yeah, I heard it was a little confusing at first,
but Matt Hardy won. He has acquired the humongous number 8 in the world trophy, as he likes to try and put it. He won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, And now, a week from today, they're challenging for the Raw Tag Champs. So.
Yes, they are. They're going to be competing against the Bar, which means they're probably going to win because the Bar is not on Raw anymore.
Yep, they're going to SmackDown. But we're getting real ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
So after that was the Women's Battle Royal.
Which was all right.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. I was fine with Naomi winning. Naomi did win. But it was kind of weird to have that fake out of like Bayley and Sasha going after each other and Naomi coming out of nowhere and winning.
Yeah.
Because that's normally reserved as a heel tactic to kind of hide until the end, then come in and eliminate the last person. But Naomi's a face. So it was a little weird. I was kind of like, I don't mind the winner. I just didn't really enjoy the finish too much.
Yeah, it was just kind of I know a lot of people were thinking apparently that Carmella was going to win that, but
she didn't.
Nope.
She did something else later on that week. Anyway,
just to go over the pre-show quickly. You were right with the Cruiserweight Championship match because Alexander won, and you voted, predicted that he was going to win, and I predicted Ali. You got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal because you picked Woke and Matt Hardy. I picked Bobby Lashley, who did not appear on the card at all, and I was very upset about that.
He did not.
And then we were both wrong with the Women's Battle Royal. You picked Sasha. I picked Ruby Riott.
Yeah. I was close.
Yeah.
I was closer than you.
Yeah, that's true.
Big Stupid says that
they're
Welcome
on
Matt Hardy
expedition
of gold. Are Welcome Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. What was I thinking of before? I was thinking something and then I completely forgot about it. Oh yeah, at this point in the predictions at the pre-show, believe it or not, I was actually winning, and then things went downhill. Things went south for me very quickly on the main card of WrestleMania.
Thank you, WrestleMania.
God damn.
So, I'm trying to remember, what was the first match on the card?
I can tell you if I take a look at it really quick. Oh, it was the Triple Threat Intercontinental Championship match.
That's right.
Which was arguably, I think it was my second favorite match of the night. Could be argued to be the match of the night.
I would not know because I missed most of the match.
It was really good. It was very, very good.
The small bits I saw of it was really good. Just a little bit of a backstory. I was worrying about my wife because she hadn't contacted me and was out an hour past when she said she was going to, and the place she said she was going to be at, I called and she wasn't there. And it turned out that they just went to another place and she just didn't think to call me and everything. So
maybe you should give your wife some space and not be paranoid.
Well, if it wasn't for the fact that she normally is very on top of those things, I wouldn't have been paranoid.
Yeah. I'm just giving you crap. Anyway, yeah, the match was really, really good. Miz certainly held his own. Very entertaining, very enjoyable. Standard triple threat match, but just, with the quality of guys in there, it was just really good. And Seth Rollins was the one who emerged victorious with an interesting finish where he basically curb stomped Finn Balor down onto the Miz and on the mat, and then curb stomped the Miz and pinned the Miz.
Yeah.
So, very, very entertaining match. Seth Rollins now a Grand Slam champion, very deserving for Mr. Rollins.
Exactly as I guessed would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did pick Mr. Rollins to win that match. I believe you picked the Miz for that match.
Yes, I thought the Miz was going to retain, and I was very, very, very wrong.
Yep.
Then after that, I believe we had I think we had the SmackDown Women's Championship match next, didn't we, or no?
I think that's right.
It was the SmackDown Tag or Women's Championship match.
It was the Women's Championship.
Yes, which was Charlotte versus Asuka. And props to Charlotte, she was the only person with a special entrance that actually won a match at this WrestleMania. Everybody else, if they had like a special entrance, they pretty much lost.
I mean, you could kind of. Well, I'll wait to say it later. But there was a certain the youngest person in the event who kind of got a special entrance because he got picked out of the crowd.
No. I mean, you know what I mean by special entrance.
Yeah.
And don't get me started on that match. I hated that whole thing.
Well, it's okay. He's suspended. I mean, it's almost up, but he was suspended for testing positive for Flintstone's chewable vitamins.
Yep, you gotta lay off those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, Asuka versus Charlotte probably. It's probably actually in my opinion, because I was never too high on the triple threat match from a couple years ago. I think this might be the best women's wrestling match in WrestleMania history.
Yeah, it's quite.
And it was a very good match. Like it wasn't I don't know if it was an amazing match. It was probably my third favorite match of the night, but it was definitely hands down, I think, the best women's championship match in WrestleMania history.
Oh yeah.
Even though I was a little shocked by the ending.
Yeah, because now it's going to be very awkward when Asuka comes out and says, "No one except for Charlotte Flair is ready for Asuka."
I did like that with the psychology how Asuka was attacking the arm of Charlotte so she couldn't use the figure eight, and then Charlotte very intelligently braced her injured arm on her good arm in order to support it and allow her to keep locking it in, and it basically became a figure six.
Reminding me of this whole thing that we saw the night before.
Yep, which caused Asuka to tap out, which shocked all of us because we thought the match was going to go longer.
Yeah.
And we thought she wasn't going to tap out that quickly, but I mean, it was a good match. The finish was very creative. I really enjoyed how creative the finish was.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to see Asuka just be like, "Charlotte is ready for Asuka," and then just hugged her. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. And then
It's a
John
little weird,
Cena,
but still cool.
And then John Cena, in the middle of the celebration, found out the Undertaker was
Then
there.
John Cena ruined Charlotte and Asuka's moment.
Well, he had to get his battle jorts. I mean, come on. If you're going to go one-on-one with The Undertaker, you need your battle jorts.
And Teddy Long.
Holla,
Well, actually, only if you're on SmackDown. Yeah, so
I'm so upset that
was a
hashtag
cool
didn't
moment,
pick up,
though, and it did become a meme.
I really wish that battle jorts hashtag had picked up, but
You trying to make Battle Jorts happen?
I mean, think about it. What is it that what else would you call John Cena's ring attire? They're battle
Ring
jorts.
attire is ring gear.
But he's wearing jorts that he uses for battle in the ring. They're battle jorts.
So yeah, that whole thing with John Cena happened, and I liked the whole John Cena in the crowd thing. I just think they maybe should have waited a little bit longer before he ran back there. Like let Asuka leave the ring, or at the very least let Charlotte go all the way. Yeah, let Charlotte get to the top of the ramp maybe and celebrate with her championship.
Although I do have to point out, I did love fan John Cena sitting in the crowd at WrestleMania, because one of my favorite parts is when someone went over to talk to him, and he was like, "Oh, I mean, I'm sitting here with everyone here, and we just watched that amazing Cruiserweight title match. I mean, I'm just sitting here. I'm a fan. Focus on that. I'm just glad to be here."
Mm-hmm.
I was loving that.
Yeah. Big Stupid with the joke, which was also part of the meme. Apparently, that's when Cena found out that he was getting divorced from Nikki Bella. It wasn't a divorce. They were engaged, not married.
Yep.
But yeah, when they were breaking up.
Face.
When they were breaking up. Yeah, there is a meme you were telling me earlier.
Yeah, of the referee going up to him, "John, wedding, kids, marriage, responsibilities, money," and John just books it to the back.
Just runs. And then after that, I believe is when we had the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
I don't think they did.
I think those were right after
back
another.
to back.
Was it Rousey then?
It may have been that.
I don't think they did. Because the Raw Women's Championship and the Raw Tag Team Championships went right before the Universal Championship. Was it the U.S. title match?
Yeah, I think it may have been the U.S. title match then.
Yeah, so then we went to the U.S. Championship match, which was not that good. I was thinking with Rusev and Orton and Rude in there that it was going to be a good match. And it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Big Stupid saying it was a tag team title match next.
Oh,
so we'll talk about the U.S. title match now and then go to the back to the tag team title match because we're already talking about the U.S. title match. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the U.S. title match. It was kind of a letdown. Plus, I did not enjoy the finish.
Yeah, I think all we really need to say about this match is that I got the prediction right for that one. I'm not happy that I got it right, but that's what I thought was going to happen, and I did get it right.
At least it didn't last long.
Yep.
The result of that match didn't last long.
But I still have a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach about that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
You clearly did not get that.
No, I did not.
Yeah. Just a quick little thing. I let some people know. I kept forgetting to mention it on the podcast. I had a free ticket to go to the Superstar Shakeup of Raw.
I get it
and I got a very bad stomach bug, as did the rest of my family, and had to miss it because of that.
Yeah. Anyway, what was your thoughts on the U.S. title match?
I thought it did its job.
Yeah. That's it?
Yeah.
Quick, simple, to the point. Okay. Well then, I mean, it was nice to see Rusev in the match, but then Rusev took the pin.
Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day, everybody. Happy Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day.
Rusev Day will be buried 6 feet under in about a week in the casket match with Undertaker, which was an interesting development. But that's going to get off topic. Let's get to the tag title match. Tag title match was all right. I mean, it was good. It wasn't as good. It was, like I expected it to be a show stealer. Instead, it turned into a Usos and New Day are going to throw everything at the Bludgeon Brothers, and Bludgeon Brothers are still just going to destroy them because we want to build up the Bludgeon Brothers, which I didn't have a problem with. The only thing that bothered me is just that I kind of like storyline wise it made sense, but I really wanted to see these three teams just go balls to the wall against one another, and that didn't happen.
My main problem was, why was the match so short?
Yeah, that was another thing. It was really short.
If the match was longer, I would have been fine with it. But it felt like it was like a 5-minute match. And it was and with the fact that you've got the New Day, who were made the hosts of WrestleMania, not actually wrestling on the card last year, and the Usos, who have been dominating in the tag team division all year, have been in the company for 10 years, never wrestled at WrestleMania. This is their debut WrestleMania match, walking in as champions. You give them like a 5-minute match after everything they've done for you guys? What the hell?
Yeah.
End rant.
Yeah. No, I can't disagree with that. I mean, it was cool to see the Bludgeon Brothers get built up. I just wish it went longer, and I wish that, like, for the sake of entertainment, not for the sake of storytelling, that the match went longer, and that that maybe the Bludgeon Brothers didn't look as strong, just that we could see cooler stuff. But I think it's fine to see the Bludgeon Brothers be built up the way they are. Then moving on after that, I believe that is when we had what I feel is the best match of the night, surprisingly, which was Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. And we found out that Ronda Rousey can most certainly go.
Oh, yeah.
She is good. If anybody was worried about whether or not Ronda Rousey is good, don't worry anymore, because she is awesome.
She's got that covered.
Yeah. She may have to work on her promo skills a little bit outside the ring, but in the ring, she is gold.
Yeah, she's really good.
She did great work with Stephanie McMahon in that match. Angle and Triple H, more so Angle, Angle was kind of showing his age a little bit, but he was kind of like workhorse in it, ring general in it with Triple H. They did their part, but the focus was mostly on Ronda there, and it was great. I loved her finisher. I love the armbar.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so gross. Like, when you look at it, when it's locked in, you can see it, like, how she's being safe with it. But just the way that she slowly wraps up the arm and then does the quick, slam down with the arm on the mat, it makes it look so much more vicious and impactful, like she's trying to tear the person's arm out of their socket.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it was great. You have anything else you would like to add?
I liked when, what's his name, Angle got Stephanie for a very brief period of time in the ankle lock.
Yes.
He's like, take that, boss.
There were a lot of people who thought that, like, Triple H might actually, like, hit Ronda with a move, and we might, like, see, like, a tease to maybe, like, an introduction of more intergender matches.
Sorry, is the screen dimming?
Yeah. Maybe. I can't tell.
All right, just checking. But yeah, I was hoping we get a little bit of a tease of more intergender wrestling stuff. I thought we would hopefully at least see, like, Triple H tap to Ronda, even if it didn't count at the time. I was hoping to see something like that, but it was still a really good match overall, especially on the part of Ronda Rousey.
Yes. And then moving on after that, we already covered the U.S. Championship, pretty much all the main championships. I believe next was Daniel Bryan. Well, I don't think it was next. I think the U.S. title match was next after that. But then we also have Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And it is so good to see D-Bry back.
Yes.
And actually, D-Bry had a nice little, like, video package. He didn't have a special entrance, but he had a nice little video package that went into his entrance, which was cool.
Yes.
And it wasn't that great to see him get taken out and put on a stretcher and power bombed.
No.
And have to see Shane McMahon do some of the heavy lifting a little bit there.
No.
But after Shane McMahon took a bit of a beating and was a trooper, we got to see a cool coast to coast, which was cool.
Yes.
And then we eventually got to see actually Daniel Bryan get back up on the apron and get a hot tag in.
Yes.
And he kicked ass.
Yes.
And he got his yes kicks in.
Yes.
And he hit his knee.
Yes.
And he got the pinfall.
Yes.
Got the win.
Yes.
Was doing his yes chant.
Yes.
With the crowd.
Yes.
New Orleans.
Yes.
All over the place.
Yes.
Doing the yes chant.
Yes.
Arms in the air.
Yes.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you want to actually put any actual input into the match other than just saying Daniel Bryan's lines?
Yes.
Okay, please do.
It was good. I enjoyed seeing D-Bry back in the ring. I like seeing him do his thing. I kind of miss it. The only thing I will say that is disappointing about it at all is the fact that he was teasing that he might do a new style of ring gear, and then he went back with a design similar to his old stuff. And I was kind of excited to see hey, let's see him change up the color a little bit for WrestleMania, and then maybe go back to what he's been doing. It's nice to see people do unique ring attire for unique events and stuff. But other than that, I thought the match was great. I thought Kevin and Sammy did a great job with selling for Daniel and everything, and I just loved the match as a whole.
Yeah, no, it was great. And no, because we do not mean the Miz kicks. They are the yes kicks. Get it right. D-Bry's back.
And you mean the it
kicks.
God.
Yeah.
Slacking today.
Okay, so moving on from the Daniel Bryan match, we are going to be talking about, once I can find it, what do we got left on here? Checking my notes. The WWE Championship match was next.
I thought
we need to get to Undertaker versus Cena. In
that
that whole segment.
with the battle
Cena
jorts.
came out, battle jorts in tow, wrapped around his waist, ready to go.
I want to point out something quickly. From when John Cena came out until the bell rung to start the match was exactly 15 minutes. How do I know that, you ask? Well, when John Cena's music hit, I went into my kitchen and put some bagel bites in the oven and set a timer for 15 minutes, and the timer went off as the bell rung for the match.
Uh-huh.
So that's just a little thing. That's 15 minutes that was taken away from the New Day, the Usos, and the Bludgeon Brothers. At least you could have taken 5 of those minutes.
But
and
it
added
worked
to
for the
them.
segment, though. I want to hate on it, but it worked for the segment. And it got Elias on WrestleMania. And you got to see... everybody got to walk with Elias for a little bit. We got to see John Cena beat up Elias. Then it led to the whole Undertaker segment. So it's I see where people are coming from when they're it took away time for the matches. But also I feel like it worked. And I felt like it
I'm
was
not
needed.
saying it didn't work, but I'm saying they could have shaved a couple minutes off and made it still work.
Maybe. But the match itself was pretty much a squash match of John Cena. But that's kind of what it needed to be if we were going to ever get another Undertaker match at WrestleMania.
I mean,
and Good Guy John and Big Match John became Good Guy John by being yo, Mark, come to WrestleMania, beat the hell out, no sell my moves, beat the hell out of me for 5 minutes, get a pin, and go out on a WrestleMania looking strong instead of what happened last year with Roman.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, it's not that ridiculous storyline-wise. I mean, after all, John Cena was sitting there just in regular jeans watching the show, and then he had to rush to the back to get his battle jorts before he faced faced Taker. He wasn't prepared at all. How could he be prepared to... No, but I'm being serious. He wasn't... He was just sitting there drinking beer in the crowd and everything, and then had to rush into the back to get ready for the match. It kind of makes sense for him to not really be all that prepared for the match. And then
the match he's been hoping for.
The match he's been hoping for, but then had given up on.
Yeah. But it was a thing. It was good for what it was. It wasn't anything exceptional, but it was good for what it was. It was a good moment for the Undertaker, and I think we're better off having that as if that's the Undertaker's last match, that being the final image of the Undertaker WrestleMania than what happened last year.
Well,
which I would like to once again add was not Roman Reigns' fault.
It will at the very least be the final image of Undertaker at WrestleMania, we believe, but not his final match.
Yeah, that's what I meant at WrestleMania. That's why our lasting WrestleMania image. Okay. WWE title match: Styles versus Nakamura.
I thought the women's title match was before that. I thought it was women's title, then the Raw tag, then the Universal.
Maybe. Okay, so women's title. We'll do the women's championship. Raw women's championship match. Good. Nia Jax won. Awesome for Nia Jax. She deserves it. Long overdue.
Yeah, she does.
I don't know how I feel about the bullying storyline, but I mean, they made the right call. Nia had to win that in order to justify the way that they were going with that angle.
Exactly.
So yeah, I really have no complaints about the match.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked how the match started with Nia just absolutely decimating Mickie James on the outside of the ring.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall the match was good. I liked how Nia Alexa was working on Nia's leg. You be quiet, Echo.
Echo, you shut your mouth.
Good. So how Bliss was working on Nia's leg a little bit, and Nia ended up winning the match with her Samoan drop from the second rope, was it?
Yeah, I think it was the second rope.
And then, I was very happy with the whole thing of, Nia being incredibly emotional afterwards because, she really deserves it.
Yes.
So, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah, very good. And so then we moved on to, finally, the WWE Championship match.
With AJ Styles defending his championship against Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yep. And a lot of people were disappointed with this match. I mean, it's fair to say that it did not live up to the hype because a lot of people were expecting exactly what happened at Wrestle Kingdom a few years ago. And we got a good match, but not a blow your mind, both men go balls to the wall kind of match like say we got with Gargano and Ciampa the night before. I think people were expecting a match along the lines of Black and either Black and Andrade or Gargano Andrade. Like they were expecting a 5-star match and we got like a 3.5-star match.
I'm not that surprised, honestly, though. They were focusing everything more on the Universal title.
Yeah, but just because they're not given enough time doesn't mean they can't do insane stuff in that amount of time.
Yeah, but it's also a matter of they have to go by what Vince wants, and Vince.
That's not true because just because you don't go last doesn't mean you can't go all out.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying story-wise, there's a story to every match, and apparently Vince has a way he likes to see matches go. So what they wanted to do might not have met up with what the storyline that they've been building is supposed to go with, and we may be getting that at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Maybe, but if we don't, then what are you going to say there? I mean, this is WrestleMania. You got to go all... I feel like at WrestleMania, you got to go all out. And I don't care if it's the end of a rivalry or the start of a rivalry.
Tell that to Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, then.
That's not going all out. That's being dumb.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
exactly.
the main event.
That's why I didn't like that match either. And that's why people were a little bit upset about this match. I think for what it was good. I wasn't disappointed by it. I mean, I was kind of let down by it, but I wasn't angry by it. But I can see where people are coming from.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted, me just like others, wanted to see them tear each other apart and just go absolutely insane. They didn't, but who knows?
Well, like I said, I'm not terribly surprised I didn't because, as you always like to point out, it was a face versus a face. And now we've got a face versus a heel.
It's also the fact, you say, they were building more towards the Universal Championship match, but whenever they built towards the WWE Championship match, they said the dream match is a reality. If you're going to market it as a dream match, you let both superstars go after each other and have a dream match caliber contest.
I agree with you.
And that's not what happened. And that's why a lot of people are kind of upset because it's they spent all this time, dream match. And it was a match you would see on it was like a regular pay-per-view quality match or a really, really good Raw match. And people were but this is WrestleMania.
Really good SmackDown match.
True. Good point. Good point.
No, but I understand and I completely agree with you. But I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't actually fulfill it because once again, John Cena versus The Rock once in a lifetime. Yet all along it was planned for twice in a lifetime.
And the second match was not as good as the first one.
Yeah.
You were there live. That match was not that good.
Yeah. But I like the way they handled it after the match of Nakamura going heel and with how they've changed Nakamura's character.
Oh, I will say
now
the post-match shenanigans
but the match
with Nakamura is amazing. As I say, I like to call Nakamura now Dick Nakamura the Dick Puncher because it is amazing how he not only low blows AJ Styles, but the way he holds on to it and the way his expressions go, like the way he milks it, is freaking amazing and hilarious.
I have to remind you again, superheroes and supervillains have secret identities. He's not going to call himself Dick.
I'm not
whatever,
saying that's what his name is. I'm saying that's what I am calling him.
I know, but I'm telling you that his name is Cockknocker. And
no, that is Mark Hamill, and that is Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. You've got the wrong form of entertainment in your head right now.
Whatever. Anyway, I think his new finisher should be called the Nakamura Nut Crusher.
Hashtag arms to nuts from Big Stupid.
God.
But yeah, that was a great thing that came out of it, and Nakamura has been on fire with that character in the last 2 weeks since doing it. So, that was all good there. Now let's go to the biggest letdowns of the night, back to back. The boy did. WrestleMania 34 came out with a. If you were talking about the main show, WrestleMania 34 came out with a roar and came in on a roar and came out on a whimper.
I'm just gonna point out that at least this next match was good for comedy on Twitter.
If it's good for jokes about it, for memes, then I don't think it's good in general.
I'm trying to see the positive side of things now.
But
I'm not saying I enjoyed it.
You take the Bar, who's been dominant for so long, and you have them lose to Braun Strowman and a 10-year-old. Like, it was basically a handicap match. We wanted it to be. We were wondering, is it going to be an actual superstar? Is it going to be a close match? No, it was basically Braun Strowman goes out, picks out a kid who is actually John Cone's son, and who is a good dude, and it's Braun Strowman crushes the Bar while a 10-year-old watches from the ring apron.
Yeah.
And, like, what does that do for the Bar?
I don't agree with it. It doesn't do anything for literally the entire Raw
all
tag
for
division.
A funny WrestleMania moment?
Yeah. Well, like I said, for me, I'm just focusing on past WrestleMania and the Superstar shakeup for the Raw tag team division, because that was just the final nail in the coffin for pre-WrestleMania tag team division, because they had the Bar dominate everyone, and then they had a single person dominate the Bar, and it just killed the entire Raw tag division.
Exactly.
And I'm hoping now that they're moving on from that, Braun Strowman's not dealing with that, and the Bar's moving on, that they can rebuild it.
Like, the Bar is going to be on SmackDown,
yep,
which is cool, but how do you take them on SmackDown and recover them after they get destroyed by Braun Strowman at WrestleMania, and then they're about to lose the tag titles, the Raw tag titles, to a newly formed team of Wyatt and Hardy? And they're supposed to be the best tag team, the standard. Nobody can beat them. They've dominated for so long. They've beaten the New Day. They've beaten the Usos. And then they have this. Like, how do you turn them around?
You have an absolutely amazing match with Wyatt and Hardy. You have some trickery done and get a pin that way. And then you have them show up on SmackDown Live super pissed off and just beating the crap out of people.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they do that.
They probably won't. But I just want to point out quickly that Big Stupid clearly wants Nakamura to break his hand and or elbow, because he wants the WrestleMania 35 main event to be nut punching Nakamura versus Joey Ryan's penis. In which that's just
it'll be an epic battle. We don't know. We don't know what Nakamura's arm is made of, and it seems to be causing AJ Styles considerable pain. So you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but AJ Styles' penis is not Joey Ryan's penis.
Yeah,
it's not so big.
Thus,
so
why
strong,
we have to
so
know
big.
what happens when they get put against each other.
Like I said, I mean, it's probably gonna take Joey Ryan down, but he's gonna break something in the process.
I don't think Nakamura cares as long as he wins.
But I'm saying, as a fan,
I
don't want to see a broken arm.
A broken arm can be mended. A broken arm can be mended.
He'll break his arm on his nuts, and then he'll hit him with the King Shasha.
Anyway,
to
all
get
right,
the
let's get away from this. Tag title match, we both agree. I think we're both in agreement. Sucked.
Mm-hmm.
I hated it. I absolutely hated it. Some people liked it.
I'm okay with the comedy.
From an entertainment factor, I guess it's okay. But the match also to be a complete squash match for Braun Strowman on a tag team that's been together and so dominant for so long, them not standing a chance. Just, I mean,
so low.
I didn't like it. I was not a fan of it. I felt like there was a better way you could have used Braun Strowman, but
Well,
let's move on to
so we could get past what I think is an even bigger disappointment.
Yeah, which was the main event of Lesnar versus Reigns, which was not
literally 4 years in the making.
Yeah, like 3 years in the making, and all it was there weren't even really a lot of German suplexes. It pretty much just like F5 Superman punch, spear, F5 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 spear, spear, F5 pin.
Yeah,
blood. Break Roman open the hard way because fans loved that so much when it happened with Randy Orton. People totally didn't like have a massive backlash or anything or be like, yo, that wasn't cool the first time. Let's do it again at WrestleMania for the kids because it's a family event.
Oh, I don't know if you heard about this. I'll bring this up. Did you hear that there was apparently an verbal altercation between Brock Lesnar and Vince and Shane McMahon afterwards?
Is that confirmed?
Seeing as how Brock Lesnar apparently threw the Universal title afterwards and Shane got in his face about it.
Yeah, but he signed a contract the next day.
Yeah.
So, like, how legit and serious was that conversation?
A lot of people think it may have been, like, a work done in the back, but I think it's kind of crazy that they allowed him to throw this precious championship, but whatever.
He might not have ever done it. Might have just been somebody leaking it or to somebody just to spread the story. That might have never happened.
But whatever.
But yeah,
let's move.
I was so upset with the fact that like,
what was the point?
That I wanted the match to be good because their match at WrestleMania 35
was good.
It didn't involve a lot more variety, but the way that they sold it, the way that they spaced it out, they involved other spots was good. It was a very good match before Seth Rollins showed up. And Seth Rollins made it better, but it was still a very good match. Like if they had a match just like that or better, and either guy won, I think it would have been fine. So yeah, and then they don't follow through on Roman.
Yeah,
I have no problem with Roman. Like I wasn't thrilled with the fact that he was going to be main eventing a 4th straight WrestleMania and that it was going to be against Brock, a match we've already seen. But if it was going to get this done and over with, then fine. I was fine with Roman winning, and I was excited by the prospect of who Roman would be able to face after the fact, i.e. guys like Braun Strowman, because he has good chemistry with guys like Braun.
I mean, I think the main thing that upsets you with the match is just it seems they're so determined on having Brock Lesnar have 2 moves in his arsenal, and that's basically it.
Yeah,
like all of his matches for the last couple years up until this last year, he's done mainly German suplexes and an F5, but also some other moves thrown in there too. And now it's literally just German suplexes and F5s, and it makes the match so boring.
Yeah, and I feel like because of that and the fact that Brock's not around all that much anymore, that people are starting to grow tired of the Brock Lesnar character.
Yeah.
People are starting to not care anymore because they're not pulling the trigger. They're not. The only person who's beaten Brock Lesnar since he's beaten the streak is technically Seth Rollins
and The Undertaker.
The Undertaker himself, and Goldberg.
Yep.
How are you going to build new stars?
Yep. I agree. But let's move on so we could just get this bad taste out of our mouth.
But anyway, Big Stupid says that the match was 100% Vince's fault because they set up Brock as a guy who doesn't care and was leaving versus Reigns the fans still don't like. So it's 2 people that the fans like don't want to cheer for, kind of, from a storyline standpoint or whatever. But I feel like the fans should be cheering Roman. I don't think they should be booing Roman out of stadiums anymore. Roman is good, and people just have this John Cena complex or this belief that he is the chosen one, so they must boo him to like boo the WWE corporate so they're booing the handpicked guy. But like Roman isn't bad. Roman's a good wrestler.
Yeah. And
when he's given the right stuff, he's good on the mic too.
Yeah. And he can have really good matches. We've been seeing it all year with the likes of Samoa Joe and Finn Balor and Braun Strowman.
Like I said, my only complaints with Roman is just I don't want to see him going last at a WrestleMania next year because we've seen it 4 years in a row. That's the only thing. And is that it's kind of that John Cena Hulk Hogan complex or situation type thing where it's like I don't want to see the same guy in the main event of WrestleMania like 8 years in a row again.
Especially since this year and last year's main events were such disappointments.
Yay, fancy mics. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Yes, we have fancy new mics. Or one fancy new mic, new cords.
I can do this.
Yeah, and the cord won't fall out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was WrestleMania. I said, overall, I thought it was a good WrestleMania.
It petered
I
out
thought
at
it
the
was
end.
an entertaining WrestleMania that just ended badly.
Yeah, Peter.
That did not have a good ending at all. Yeah. But when I look back on it as a whole, I'll be like, hey, it was still cool overall as an event.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever watch it again, I'll just stop after the WWE Championship match. That's the last match in the card for me.
Go. Clip it.
Yeah. Okay, so before we go into those are our reviews. So based on the predictions, after we went over everything, I'm not even gonna count it because you pretty much got almost everything right, and I got almost everything wrong on the main card. So go ahead and take your championship.
The only thing
soon to be four-time me, by the way.
The only thing that we had differed on that I got wrong was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and the what's it called? The Cruiserweight title match. Everything else that we differed on, which was a good amount of stuff, I was the one who'd have gotten right. So
what, you need a Super Troopers prediction from me? Right, meow?
High Canadians.
I don't know what prediction I'm gonna make. I'm gonna predict that Farva is gonna do something stupid. That's pretty easy to predict.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Now
or special surprise twist. Rob Lowe's character as the mayor of the Canadian town turns out to be the bad guy.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
All right. So now that we're done with reviewing WrestleMania 34, we're eventually going to predict the Greatest Royal Rumble in just a second. But first, we're going to talk about
shakeup.
The Superstar Shakeup. But real quick, Big Stupid says real quick, I think this is regarding Roman. This is the anti-Daniel Bryan syndrome because the fans got WWE to change and force Bryan into winning. They feel that now if they continue to boo Roman and not accept him, that they can make Vince change his mind again. Oh, that's about the fans. I don't think it's so much that. I think it's the same. I think it's the John Cena syndrome where people feel like he's handpicked to be the next guy, the next Hogan. So, and because he's chosen by the company and the corporate higher ups and not the fans themselves, they reject him because he's been accepted. He's been chosen for them, for the fans, not by the fans. Yeah. I think it's that whole thing. There are people rejecting it because it's like, this isn't the guy we want. You're telling us we want this guy, so we're going to say no.
Yeah, you see, I'm waiting for them to elevate someone like Finn Balor to that level and then turn Roman heel so even more people will boo him and he'll become one of the biggest heels in the company.
We'll see. I don't know. I think he's just a kind of like, I think they're just treating him as like a badass heel or a tweener so that way they don't have to make that decision.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about the Superstar Shakeup.
Well, Superstar Shakeup / Raw and SmackDown after Mania stuff.
Yes. Do you remember off the top of your head? Because I totally did not grab a list of everybody who changed hands. I should probably do that real quick.
I could list a bunch of people. I know on Raw we got NXT's No Way Jose, the Authors of Pain, and Ember Moon right after WrestleMania, and the Iconic Duo went to SmackDown Live. And then on the following Raw, we got Jinder Mahal coming over.
Here we go. These are all the people who got switched over.
Jinder and Sunil Singh.
And I'm sure the other Singh brother will come along as well eventually once he's healthy.
Healed, yeah.
So these are the guys who went to Raw: Jinder Mahal and Sunil Singh. The Riot Squad, which is Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn got signed by Raw.
Yeah.
Zack Ryder, Breezango,
Natalya, Mojo Rawley.
Natty, Mojo Rawley, Dolph Ziggler with Drew McIntyre, which was probably the coolest part of the Superstar Shakeup.
Such a good tag team.
The Claymore into the zigzag is so gross.
Oh, it's so
I am excited. Like, this is exactly what Dolph Ziggler needed in his career, and it's a great way to reintroduce Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
I think this is going to be a great tandem and a great thing for both guys.
I agree.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing with them. Then Baron Corbin. Mike Kanellis, which I actually forgot that Mike Kanellis was employed by WWE.
Yeah, he was injured, and also since he came to WWE, he's gotten sober.
Ah, okay.
So he's basically making his return, and when he comes back, he's coming to Raw.
I'm looking forward to it. Is Maria coming with him? Do we know?
She's pregnant.
Ah, so no, not.
Yeah, her and
okay.
Maurice. Well, Maurice isn't anymore, but they were both pregnant. Yeah.
Ah, nice. The Ascension, which here's hoping that they use the Ascension maybe finally.
No, they're gonna keep him with Fashion Police since they moved them over.
Chad Gable and Bobby Roode. Raw is becoming glorious.
Sorry, I just have to. Glorious.
Jesus Christ, that did not sound like you saying glorious. That sounded like something else entirely.
Glorial?
No, let's not, please. Let's not. Let's just not.
Okay, fine.
And then going over to SmackDown was The Miz, Jeff Hardy, who actually beat Jinder. Jinder came to Raw with the United States Championship.
He hindered Jinder.
Jeff Hardy came up, hindered Jinder, took the United States Championship, but then got drafted over to SmackDown, or traded to SmackDown. Absolution, which is Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, which I had predicted. We had talked about it, and I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if they get drafted over because now that Paige is the GM, and then they maybe use her as Paige's lackeys, and she becomes like a evil authority figure. Another idea I saw pitched by somebody in one of my streams this week was maybe instead attach her to Carmella and give Carmella some lackeys.
I've heard
people
that,
to hide behind. Samoa Joe.
Which
is
huge.
That was huge. I cannot wait to see Samoa Joe versus Daniel Bryan, Shinsuke Nakamura again,
and
AJ Styles.
Backlash, even though they're on different brands now, Backlash, we're getting Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns.
Which is going to be a good match.
Oh,
That's going to be awesome. Those two go at each other. Samoa Joe versus Joe Samoa. Then we also got Sanity, which is Eric Young, Alexander Wolf, and Killian Dane, not Nikki Cross, which has a lot of people wondering why.
Yeah, I have a really big issue with that.
Yeah, I really kind of wanted Nikki Cross to come up with them, so I don't know what's going to go on there.
Deserves it.
Yeah.
Come on, WWE, get your heads out of your asses.
Yeah, but Sanity on SmackDown Live is going to be awesome.
Oh, God, I am so excited about that. Sanity is so good.
Big Cass, which Big Cass is back. That's cool. Yep. I like that. And he's going to be doing some stuff with Daniel Bryan that I'm actually looking forward to. A lot of people are like not that excited because like Daniel Bryan isn't in the title picture, but like, you know, like I don't want to see I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I want to see a slow build with Daniel Bryan.
Enjoy the appetizer before you get to the main course.
Enjoy the fact that he's back, and you know he's gonna. It's WWE is not dumb. They know how popular he is. He's gonna be in the main event scene again eventually. I wouldn't be surprised if they put the belt on him again, if only for a brief amount of time. So like, just enjoy this. We got a while to SmackDown. We've got a while to Survivor Series to the Royal Rumble. We got a whole another year until next year's WrestleMania, which he might be involved in the title match then.
And he's still got to punch Miz in the face too, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Enjoy the ride.
Yeah. So we got Big Cass, Asuka, which I always thought Asuka was part of SmackDown anyway when she challenged Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship. So it's like
a stupid weird thing where technically she was part of the Raw roster, and then it was if she won the title she would go to SmackDown, but whatever.
Yeah, Gallows and Anderson, which means that the Balor Club might become just the club again.
Yeah, they've already started calling them the club. I hope they team up with AJ again at some point this year.
They were great when they were doing the whole angle with AJ with John Cena. It was great. That was probably the best use of Gallows and Anderson since they came to WWE.
Yeah.
So hopefully good things happen with them. Cesaro and Sheamus, the bars we discussed before. R-Truth came to SmackDown, and then the big one, Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. That's gonna be awesome. Like just look at this.
Idolo.
Look at like SmackDown. As Big Super said, SmackDown is loaded now. Like I'm so excited to watch SmackDown now, and not that I'm not excited to watch Raw, but like I really want to watch SmackDown. You got Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe, Eric Young, Andrade Cien Almas. I am excited about the stuff that they will do with Big Cass going forward.
Yeah.
And then in the women's side, we've got Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Asuka.
You got. I'm a big fan of Sonya Deville as well.
I'm not as big, but also Killian Dane.
Yeah,
is also big. Jeff Hardy's on SmackDown. Like
they're gonna.
SmackDown's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it.
They still got Randy Orton, I guess.
Yeah, they've got Randy too. I forgot the Randy's still over there. Rusev Day is still on SmackDown. We got Rusev like SmackDown. Oh man, SmackDown. It's gonna be fun.
I'm just waiting for Taker to come back and be like, I'm here.
Don't be mean. Don't be mean to Taker. All right, and then I'm gonna get the handy dandy notebook. Superstar Shakeup has been discussed. It is time to do our greatest Royal Rumble predictions.
Literally get this and then have to defend it right away. I see how it is.
Yeah, you're gonna lose it next week. It's coming right back to me this week, so That's not a big deal. You're just holding it for me. My shoulder, I've got that bad chronic issue with my shoulder, so it's a little sore right now. So you're just holding it for me.
How about we focus on what the matches are?
Well, I'm getting the pens that way I can write down who our picks are. Why don't you lead us off? What's the first match?
The first one has listed is the Greatest Royal Rumble match. Do you want to do that first?
Do we know who is confirmed in it right now?
I have no idea.
So we're just making blind guesses. I'm assuming it's whoever isn't on the rest of the card.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
I get the first. Do you want to do that match first? Should we pick that one first, or should we wait till the end?
Let's pick that one last. Okay. Let's go from 10 and up because it looks like the main events are towards the top. It looks almost.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
All right, so we got Undertaker versus Rusev in a casket match.
Undertaker. I love Ruru, but I think it's gonna be Undertaker.
Yeah, Undertaker versus Rusev. Yeah, I think it's going to be Undertaker. I want it to be Rusev.
Everyone
wants
not
going to
be, but it's going to be
Undertaker. If it is Rusev, if Rusev does win, then holy hell is Rusev Day going to be insane.
Yep.
But I think it's going to be
massive
Rusev
parade
or Undertaker.
if Rusev wins.
Yes. Then we've got John Cena versus Triple H in a singles match. This one's a crapshoot.
Yeah, I'm going to go with John Cena just because after everything with Undertaker and him losing every match going into WrestleMania, they might want to give him a win.
And also, I feel like if you're going overseas, big match, John should win his match. Triple H doesn't really need to win matches anymore. John Cena, I feel like if Triple H ever gets involved in a storyline, it's mainly to put somebody over. John Cena may actually need to win matches going forward, so John Cena. Then we got Cedric Alexander versus TBD for the Cruiserweight Championship.
I'm going to pick Cedric Alexander to retain.
You would explain before, what was the situation with,
They were going to have Buddy Murphy challenge for the title, but on this week's weigh-in that they did, he came in at 207.5 pounds, so he was not eligible. And so they're going to be doing a gauntlet match this Tuesday on 205 Live, and whoever wins the gauntlet match will go on to face Cedric Alexander for the championship. And I believe two people who are going to be in the match are
Brian Kendrick, TJP.
No. The only
Jack
two
Elliott.
that I know that I think would be are Mustafa Ali and Drew Gulak. And they may have said something about Lindsay Dorado and Grand Metalik because they won their tag team match.
Yeah.
So we have no idea who exactly is going to be in it. But those are the only two that I know have been said are going to be in the match. That was said this last week because they were interviewed about it.
Yeah. I think Cedric's going to retain regardless of who wins. So.
Yeah, I think Cedric's going to retain, and then I think after the match he's going to get attacked by Buddy Murphy again. And I am so excited to see Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight title.
Yeah, then we got Bludgeon Brothers versus the Usos for the tag titles.
I hate to say it, but I feel like the Bludgeon Brothers are going to retain.
I really want to pick against you, but they just pushed the Bludgeon Brothers hard at WrestleMania. They're not letting them lose the title right now.
Exactly, yeah.
Then we got Wyatt and Hardy versus Cesaro and Sheamus. I think we both know the answer to this.
Wyatt and Hardy.
So it's going to be Wyatt and Hardy. And we'll both have that down versus the Bar. What's our next match?
The next match is Jeff Hardy versus Jinder Mahal for the U.S. Championship.
And your pick?
I'm not sure.
Really?
Because you see, I'm wondering
if they do a double switch?
Yeah, I'm wondering if they do Mahal wins this and then Miz or Samoa Joe win the Intercontinental title, so the titles switch. But I don't know.
Well, you got the first pick.
You know, I'm going to go with Jeff Hardy retaining.
Well, god damn you, because that's what I was going to do. So now we're going to end up with like the same exact predictions.
Except for maybe the Royal Rumble match.
I can't just leave it up to the Royal Rumble match.
I know.
Screw it. I'm going to go with Jeff Hardy, too. Why not?
Okay.
All right. Then we got AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
I'm going to go with Shinsuke.
You son of a bitch. I wanted to pick Shinsuke.
That's what I was thinking about because I feel like that's going to be one of the title changes that happens is Shinsuke's going to be AJ. Now that he's all heely hue.
Well, I wanted to pick Shinsuke, but I have to pick something different from you, so I'm going to go with AJ retaining.
Okay.
And even though I'm sure Shinsuke's going to win and then run his heel thing with the championship and AJ's going to chase, I have to pick something different than you, so I'm picking AJ. And then we've got Rollins versus Balor versus Joe versus Miz.
I'm picking Rollins.
Just to be different, because I have to, I'm gonna pick Finn.
Okay. I would
That
not
way,
be upset
that way
if
the
any
title
of the
changes
others-
hands.
Yeah.
Title changes hands, but stays on Raw.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're gonna go with Rollins. I'm gonna go with Balor.
Mhm.
Then we got Lesnar versus Roman.
I'm going to go with Roman.
You son of a bitch! I hate you.
You're calling your mother a bitch.
I know. I'm a son of a bitch too. You're going with Roman. Why?
Because I think this is when Roman's finally going to win. And Brock is going to show up on Raw, mess stuff up. And I think it's just Roman's time to have the title now. I think they mainly did the whole thing at WrestleMania because they wanted to swerve people.
Yeah, I think Roman's going to win, and I want Roman to win. I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby Lashley gets involved in the match and maybe messes things up for Lesnar.
Maybe, who knows?
But because you picked Roman, I'm going to pick Brock.
Okay.
I want to pick Reigns, but I got to be different. And I feel like at least these last three matches, AJ Shinsuke, Lesnar Reigns, and the Intercontinental Championship match, you could see the title, like these certain people winning. So I've got, I mean, crap. Maybe I should go with Lesnar because I'm only picking one title change right here at this event.
That's why.
But then again, it's not an official pay-per-view, so maybe the titles aren't going to change hands. Maybe it's just a glorified house show.
Yes, a glorified 5-hour-long house show on the WWE Network.
Yep.
With the match called The Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Just like Beast in the East and all that stuff.
Okay. In which one thing I'm going to point out, Greatest Royal Rumble match. The winner gets a trophy, apparently.
Well, let's see. We've got two different picks. And then we'll have different Rumble picks. I'm debating on what I'm going to do here.
Are you master debating?
No.
Are you
like I'm thinking about whether I want to change my pick back over to Reigns or if I want to keep it a Lesnar. No, I'm gonna keep. I'll.
No,
this is
I'm
so
gonna
difficult.
change my mind as soon as I'm saying I've made up my mind.
I think I'm gonna change it to Roman.
Okay.
I want Roman to win. I want to pick Lesnar, but I'm gonna go. I can't afford to be wrong on a bunch of different things.
Yep.
Because like, where do you go with Lesnar after Roman if Lesnar wins this match? Like who faces Roman? Like, do you really want to see like Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns? Doesn't have to be for the Universal Championship, and you really want to see Bobby Lashley win the Universal Championship so soon after coming back?
Yeah, and do you want to have yet another year of the Universal title not being on Raw every week?
Yeah. All right. So then the last match we've got here is the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yep. And I'm going to pick Braun Strowman.
Fair pick.
Give him something to do. Let him hold up a trophy. Let him establish himself as the most dominant man right now.
All right. Because he hasn't won a regular Royal Rumble and people have gotten pissed about it, I am going to pick Daniel Bryan.
That's a good pick.
So I've got D-Bry. You have Braun Strowman.
Yep.
Alrighty, so those are our predictions. And Big Stupid asked if we're going to... Oh, he also picked Bobby Lashley. That's another good pick, but I'm going with D-Bry. So those are our picks for the Greatest Royal Rumble. May the best man win.
Yep.
And Big Stupid was asking, did we decide if we want to do a fan one on Discord? What we're going to do is... I think this is a good idea. I'm going to propose this to you because it kind of got proposed. Big Stupid wants to know if we can put our predictions on the Discord for people to predict along with us. And I think what we'll do is I think whoever gets the most accurate predictions for out of fans for every single show, we'll give them a shout out on the podcast, on the review podcast.
Sounds good to me.
So what we'll do is we will put up the match card. And if whoever gets the best predictions will get a shout out, and if they do better than either of us, we will also mention. We will mention who got the most predictions right, and we'll mention, depending on how many people will try this out, how many people get more predictions wrong than you or me.
Here's another idea. This may be a little bit of too much work, but we could also do it where whichever fan wins a prediction, whoever wins between the two of us will do some kind of freeze frame, like a picture kind of thing, and then Photoshop the person in with them afterwards and post that on Twitter and stuff.
Are you gonna do that work?
No.
Yeah, I'm not. So don't put that on me.
Fine.
No offense, guys, but I'm very busy and I do not want to do that Photoshop work.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
Heath Slater, I got kids, so I don't really have time.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll give a shout out to whoever gets the most predictions out of fans in the Discord. We're going to put it in my Discord server. So, that's in the description of every single YouTube video. And it's also on my channel page on Twitch, twitch.tv/L_Murpho. So just go there, sign up to the Discord channel server. There is a channel for Super Grapple Bros. And I will put in the predictions or the match card, or just add in your predictions, and we will let you guys know. We'll shout out whoever gets the most accurate predictions, whoever had the best predictions out of the fans, and if anybody beats us, we'll let you know. And if there's a lot of people that end up beating us, we might just go with the fan who gets the most. So, but the fan who gets the most predictions will definitely get a shout out on the review show for Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yep.
So, that's it for wrestling. Do you want to do any rapid fire stuff with video games real quick before we get out of here?
Sure, I got 3 things I can mention quickly.
Okay.
First thing, apparently today the Nintendo Labo came out, and apparently it's super cool.
Is it now?
Yeah, I saw a little video of it, and apparently it not only like the RC car, and not only can you move it around, but it also has like a really creepy kind of night vision camera on it too. That shows up on the screen of the Switch tablet. It's pretty crazy. Second thing, apparently the new God of War came out today, and apparently that's also incredibly good. And I really am excited to play it, especially after seeing that you can do things like take pictures of Kratos smiling with a seagull.
That was creepy. I actually saw that photo. It's creepy.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy, but it's also kind of cool. And lastly, Overwatch news. They've launched the new Retribution event. I've been playing it. It's so good. They've got a lot of really good skins. It's very fun to play. And the skins and everything add some more lore than just the event does to the game. And it's really cool. And if you haven't gotten to check it out, you should definitely go and check it out.
Cool. Other stuff. In Fortnite, the comet was supposed to hit Tilted Towers apparently 2 days ago, but as of yesterday, it hadn't yet. So I don't know if it did. Still waiting on to see that if that comet does land on Tilted Towers, and if so, what it will do to the map, and what kind of changes it'll bring to the Fortnite map. And also, quick shout out while I'm talking about Fortnite. If any of you guys didn't see it, there were these guys. Really cool thing. I just want to shout out this cool video. There was a PUBG versus Fortnite video. That was posted out. You can find it on YouTube. Search PUBG versus Fortnite. It's like a live action, like recreation kind of production, and it's like PUBG, like guys playing as if they're PUBG players, and then like a bunch of Fortnite players like drop into the map with them and they fight them. So it's an interesting, really cool thing. It's really well done, high production value, really entertaining. So I just wanted to shout that out and say go check that out if you're a fan of PUBG or Fortnite.
Fun thing, I got another chicken dinner in PUBG Mobile today, and I'm at level 29.
Congratulations!
So pretty much all actual players, and I got another.
Yeah, I've mostly just been grinding away at my programs in MLB The Show 18, and I'm making a crap ton of progress. So good news there. And I tried out 6v6 Iron Banner last night. Got into Destiny 2 again for the first time in like 6 months. The 6v6 Iron Banner, I was having a lot of fun. It reminded me of the fun I used to have in old Destiny. So I think we really need to bring Destiny 2 gameplay back to 6v6 multiplayer. I'd have a lot more fun and be a lot more inclined to go back to Destiny 2. And I'm hoping with this new expansion, if the new expansion is good and 6v6 is good, that Destiny 2 will be worth going back to.
All right.
And yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing this week. Just MLB The Show and some Destiny 2.
I've been doing Overwatch with the Retribution event and everything, and like I haven't gotten much to play this week, but I played like 1 or 2 games of Overwatch, and I played the 1 game of PUBG today. Yeah, PUBG Mobile.
All right. Yeah, Big Stupid asking, Murphy, are you going to do any gameplay? Or no, not today. As you guys know, with all the swag here today. I'm as soon as I get this stuff, as soon as we go off the air, I'm going to be doing post-production, and then I'm going out with my girlfriend to go see Super Troopers 2. Then I'm spending the day with her all day tomorrow because there is a going away party for her cousin. Her cousin is moving to Cincinnati, so we got to make sure that we attend that. Then I'm going to be hanging out with my buddy Sal on Sunday. So maybe I'll get some gameplay in Sunday evening, Sunday night, but I wouldn't count any gameplay for me over the weekend. So just wanted to update you and answer you on that question. But that's going to do it, guys, for episode 47 of the Super Grapple Bros podcast. Don't forget, you can watch us live, join us in the chat, and chat along with us on Twitch at twitch.tv/L_Murpho. You can also catch us on VOD on Twitch as well as on YouTube at youtube.com/LMurphoReal. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Get involved. You can watch us, watch all full episodes right over there. You can also catch us in audio version on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, lots of other places where you can find podcasts.
I've lost track.
Rate, review, and subscribe.
Yeah, rate, review,
that's
and
your whole
subscribe.
thing. That's your thing. That's your shtick.
You
always butt in with that.
I've been dealing with a sick family all week. I'm a little out of it.
All right. Yeah, do not forget to rate, review, and subscribe, especially on iTunes, because when you rate, review, and subscribe, that is how people are actually able to find our podcast when they search. If they search wrestling podcasts, they search video game podcasts, unless we're officially rated and we have enough ratings and reviews, we're not going to show up on those searches. So make sure that you rate, review, and subscribe, so that way more people can find us, more people can get involved in the conversation with us. We can chat with more people and have more fun. A lot more fun. Do not forget also, any questions, concerns, topics, conversations, stuff like that, feedback, you can email us at supergrapplebros@gmail.com. And as I said, there's the aforementioned Discord channel in my Discord server, which I had informed you guys on how to get in touch with. And do not forget, also, we have Twitter accounts, and we like to announce when we go live. Every time we go live, we always announce it on our Twitter accounts as well as Discord. You can find me at L_Murpho and
DMurph_42.
That's where DMurph is. So be sure to follow us there if you want to get updates on whenever we go live with Super Grapple Bros. Or you can turn notifications on Twitch too. That works as well. Or join the Discord server. Multiple ways you can find out when we actually go live, because it's traditionally Friday, Saturday, but the times vary. And sometimes things don't work out. So there you go. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for us. And we're going to sign out with the Kayfabe News article of the week, which is...
Slater learns on Maury Povich show that he technically hasn't got kids.
What a shocking revelation.
Yep.
Very startling. I don't know what that's gonna do for him. Yes, and also before we go, I would like to say rest in peace to the great Bruno Sammartino. Thank you to Big Stupid for putting that out in the chat. I can't believe we almost forgot about that. I feel bad for that. 82 years old. Which is a good long life, an ancient life for wrestlers. It's not often you see wrestlers live to be 82. Bruno lived a nice long life. It was good to see that he was able to reconcile everything with WWE before his passing. He will be sorely, sorely missed. Longest reigning WWE champion in history of 11 years. It's never going to be broken. Sold out Madison Square Garden like almost 200 times. He will be missed.
Yep.
So, rest in peace, Bruno Sammartino. And thank you guys for watching. Until we see you again, peace out. Deuce, deuce. The deucey deuce.
Bye-bye.
Laters.
Shut up and sit down.